live from our studios in Lagos, in Nigeria. If you still, with also if you just joined us, this is still Enterprise Morning right here on Enterprise Television. Now to our main conversation for today. Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, on Tuesday issued a fresh quit notice to Fulani herders to vacate all forests in the southwest region of the country.
Very true. He said the development had become imperative against the backdrop of recent alleged killing, abduction and destruction of farmlands by the herders.
While commending governors and the traditional rulers in the southwest on security, he maintained that food security in Yoruba land can only be achieved if an enabling and peaceful atmosphere is guaranteed for farmers to engage in agricultural production.
Very true. In a voice note released by his media aide, Olayemi Koiki, distributed to media houses, Sunday Igboho stated that all the Fulani herders who are still in the forest and, according to his claim, perpetrating killings, abduction of farmers and destruction of farmlands with their cattle should vacate instantly or be flushed out, as the forests belong to Yoruba people.
Adeyemo said he awaits a further directive from monarchs in Ondo, Ogun, Ekiti, and Osun states, including other areas, so he and his team would begin combing the forests.
Very true. And moving on, reports say some persons in Okeogun, Oyo State, were attacked on their farms, leading to killings. It led to the subsequent placing of a curfew in some of the affected communities.
And these crimes must stop. All the Fulani herders terrorizing our people in the south must leave now. That's quoting Igboho directly. Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid is still with us right here in our studio. So thank you so very much for staying around. Now there we have it. And this is happening at a time when the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu just floated another ministry of livestock. You know, so what do you think it's happening here?
As the ministry been floated, or they set up committee to look at how it will be. You know, we'll do what we are supposed to do first is what we'll do last in our country.
Of course,
I'm not aware that has been done.
A reportage,
because the committee has been
the move is there.
There's a step towards that. Because that was how we announced that the government, the Tinubu administration has announced the implementation of Orosaye report, and to date, I've not seen anything. So it's just a headline news for me, as far as I'm concerned. So. And we are good with that in this country. We are used to it now, and that, especially under this government. Headline news. Just give them headline, and people will go celebrate it, and at the end of the day, you won't see anything.
Yeah.
So for me, I have a lot of clarification on that Igboho statement. I don't know, because I don't know the capacity in which he's making that statement. Is he advising the government? Is he trying to, or is he telling the government that or he will do it, or is asking them to give him the job to feed them out of the bush or whatever they have? There are a lot of clarification in that regard, because I know Mr. Sunday Igboho is not the governor of any state in the south, and the only person that can determine whoever to be flushed out that's committing any crime, the state is not part of is an individual.
But knowing that he's closest to the people, of course, like we did, hear from the report there were killings. And these people, the affinity is there. It's easy to let Sunday Igboho know of crimes against the people, than, the difficulty of getting it to the governor, like you
he has
rights
to.
I
said that there are a lot of clarification. There is nothing bad if Mr. Sunday Igboho is telling the governors, these people are here, they have to go out. Please take steps or engage me to help you in that regard. Than him giving, if he's giving a direct instruction, that should not be normal, because an individual in the country cannot be a government. And it's not, and I know he's not part of the government, and he has not that job. That's not to say that I'm supporting people hiding somewhere and committing crime, but I'm talking about the process of what to be done. And that's why I say I need clarification. I'm not sure whether what he's talking about is asking them, advising the government, or asking the government to engage him, or giving that direct instruction that if they don't do anything, he will do this. That will be taking law into his hand. He is not the government, and he cannot do that. No, even the governor has no right to, except I commit crime. No governor in Nigeria can say, Tuji, live where you are staying because we don't want you here. Except I'm committing crime, or I've or I'm in a place where I'm not supposed to be, which I'm working against the law. If I'm working against the law, the government has the right to move me out of it, but not as an individual. Individual cannot. He can help the government. He can also assist the government. He can also support the government. He can, and if he's engaged by the government, he can do it. But on his own, directing people to say leave, I think.
But if we go down memory lane, Sunday Igboho have been talking about this for years. This is not the first. This is not his first time coming out to actually give this declaration or just announce and saying that the header should leave. Also, do you think, or let me say, you say he's an individual, but with the way he's been on it for years, don't you think there's someone somewhere actually hitting the drums for him?
Well, that's an assumption. Even if there is, as far as I'm concerned, the only person that can be giving drum and that will have a legal backing is for the government to say, Mr. Igboho, we have engaged you to assist us in moving these people out of this place. That will be legal. That will be normal. That will be a good drum being by people who are supposed to draw to be the drum. So, but if he's on his own, coming out to say, come and leave this place and this and that, it can cause a crisis. If those people want to fire back at him when they are doing that, that will be disastrous, and it will be a breach of peace on the land. You will have to take the steps that should be taken. And you will also record that kind of those threats or those things that he did that time was what took him to spend some days at Benin Republic, and he was recently released. So it was that kind of steps that he was taking that made them. So I'm not saying anybody should be anywhere and committing crime or killing people. I'm not saying the government should be looking at them. I'm not saying the Oba should not take any steps. And what I'm saying is that we should follow the proper process of engaging people who will do anything or giving instruction to them, not by an individual who will come and say, on my authority, I direct that you should leave this place. If you don't leave, so thing will happen. What is the authority of Mr. Sunday Igboho? What is the position in government? What authority is he giving the directive? Those are the questions I am asking. I'm not saying he cannot, if he's supported by the government to do that, so be it.
Okay, now what is wrong with non-native herders plying their trade in the southwest, and why is it a problem in the first place?
Non-native herder?
Yeah, that's the non-native herders.
I don't understand. As in Nigeria, I can reside anywhere I like, in as much as I'm not committing crime. As in Nigeria, I have the right. There is no issue of a native or no native. Or I can do my business anywhere, but I must not commit crime in the process of commit. Where the problem is that we are alleging that most of these people who are call it that they are doing destructive pastoring. In other words, in order to give their own cow food, they are destroying other people's crops, which is not proper, which is not normal, and that are the issue the government should look a way around and say, how do we solve it? Not to say you cannot accept what you are doing now, the grazing and the livestock whatever program. If they restrict them and they are not following, that will be crime. And when you commit crime, who will arrest you? Yeah, I know individual can also arrest in certain circumstances and hand over to the police. But a threat of ahead that if you don't do this or come out or leave this place or this and that, this is what I'm saying is not a proper adjective to use. That giving directive. Maybe it's the way it's reported by paper, because I know our newspaper, they want to sell, and sometimes they give an headline that will attract people. That may not be his own adjective or his own words. It may be the one they capture it to sell paper. Because if it's not captured in that manner now, probably today we'll not be discussing it.
Okay, but Igboho have said they must leave, and
he was quoted.
Yes. He was quoted to have said, even in the voice note that was sent, he has said
okay, you listen to the voice note.
That was sent.
To media houses.
To the media houses. He said they must leave. And this has not been addressed for years. Because I said it earlier when I started that this is not the first time. If we go down 2-3 years ago, he's been saying this. Now, why have this not been addressed?
That's why I've asked you, have you listened to the voice notes? Maybe there is not any voice note, I don't know. Maybe they've not, the government has not even seen the first note. Just like you people have not seen the first note that you're talking about. The government may not have even seen the first note. But it seems as he's just making his own statement that is not. But if you are making such statements, ordinarily should be checked. Say, look, we are not government. Calm down. That is not the way to address issue. It should be. And that's why I say I will not blame Mr. Sunday Igboho. It may not be his own words. It may be what the paper wants to say. And they put it in that manner, that this is what he said. He may just be saying, if you don't leave this place, we also want to defend ourselves or do this and that and this and that, and then it's good for you to leave so that we won't be it won't be too late when we want to defend ourselves. Maybe probably that's what he said. I don't know. So, and I will not say, I will not blame him for trying to defend his community if he has the power to do that. But like I said, what I will not accept is for him to start giving directive before, as a government. It's only government that can give directives. But he can give warning. He can advise people, please stay away from this place because we will not tolerate your staying here or committing crime here, because we will have the right to also defend ourselves. And we want to defend. But probably that's what he said, that we are interpreting to mean that he said they should leave and this and that. So,
all right. So,
but you see, we are in a country where individuals are now once they are in a certain position, they have the authority of the government, and they are benefiting from it. And that you see some people who call big boys today, whether in the southeast, south, and the southwest or whatever. Some of them are big boy, not because they are intelligent in their area of developing anything or whatever, but they have a monopoly of trouble, and because of that monopoly of trouble, they've earned themselves respect. That even the government engage them and respect them and beg them with money, billions of naira.
Yes,
because some of them are now owners of university, even outside the country. Some of them are owners of big companies in Nigeria that takes billions of naira every month for job. Even though they started like a militants, and now today they are big. They are owners of big companies. So people are following those steps, seeing that look, if I can be able to do this, create this confusion or problem, I should be recognized, and then they will beg me, and then I'll become a multimillionaire. We are encouraging that.
All right.
So what I'm saying is that if people are not punished for doing the wrong thing and being compensated for doing the wrong thing, you will see more of people coming out boldly to give this kind of instruction.
All right. So you might call them conflict entrepreneurs, but let's not forget the reason why some of these people do what they do, and it's because opportunities have been created for them to, create such conflict that turns around making money for them. But it's very important. Let's take a look at the desire of the president to create another ministry, a ministry of livestock, in order to curb this issue, herders, farmers issue. Among the 21 recommendations by the herders themselves, one of them is that the federal government should go back to the grazing routes that used to be before. And of course, the issue we have with the Southwest equally borders on that, because if the Fulani herders are going around saying that it's possible that the grazing routes might take effect again, why wouldn't you believe that Sunday Igboho is right doing what he is doing, because he's trying to defend his people against a policy that seemed not to work for the southwest of Nigeria?
No, I have not said Sunday Igboho is not right or is right. I have not said it there. Yeah, what I've said is that no individual, I've just put out the position of the law. I have not given any judgment as to whether Mr. Igboho was right or is wrong. I've even defended him by saying probably that was not the way he put the statement, that it was being quoted out of content by the media. I said that, so I want to be corrected. I want to put it on record that I did not say, I did not put that blame on me. But like I said, individuals have the right to defend themselves if they, but it's not something you just pre-plan and say you want to do this. If you have somebody who's doing this, if you are, the right is likely to be infringed, you have the proper place to go and report to the government, and the government will take appropriate step. So if you are not attacked without unknowingly, you can defend yourself. But if you are already planned that, or you are already giving a threat making threat statements, you are also encouraging a conflict or a crisis. And like I said, I am not blaming him. He has the right to defend himself. He has the right to defend his community. But we must go through the proper process. In other words, the government must engage him. he must discuss with the government, and the government must give him the power to act on behalf of the government to ensure, to serve as security agents or whatever. After all, we have Amatekun who have been and they are doing their own job, and they can also do that. So probably if he's in that format, we have Odua and all those other people who are working in southwest in that regard. So he can, in that category, work for the government and prevent those people from making effort.
All right. So let's, if possible, look at where we have same problem in other parts of Nigeria, southeast of Nigeria particularly. You talked about going through the process, but we know in Nigeria going through the process takes lots of time. In the southeast of Nigeria, even if it's violently done, but it has to a very degree of level has curbed that particular issue. We don't have herders, going through farmlands any longer. In lots of southeast, farmlands. Don't you think that knowing that it worked in another region, that could be the reason why the southwest, especially with Igboho, is equally doing that same part?
Are you talking about in South where individuals have threatened people and those threats have now yielded the results?
Where activists like Igboho, have threatened Fulani herders, to stay off the southeast of Nigeria, and it worked.
I'm sorry, I'm asking a question, not you. I'm not asking you the question. Are we now saying that because you are a powerful individual, you can now turn to the government and start threatening people the way you like?
But when the government refuses to do the needful as soon as possible,
hold your government to account. If we all say because the government is docile or the government is not doing the right thing and want to take law into our hands, what are we going to see? If Mr. Sunday Igboho is making those threats and those people, other people are also saying, okay, we are waiting for you, what are we preparing? So the fact that government has failed its responsibility does not mean everybody is now become a law unto himself and start doing things the way he likes, and then just want to say that, look, I have monopoly of violence, I can create violence, and then nothing will happen. In that case, what are we turning into? I'm not a supporter of those individual call activists or somebody coming out to say, and what are we seeing in the southeast now? Are we not seeing those people individuals becoming bigger than the state?
Exactly.
Because as it is today now, if those individuals say something and people will not come out or whatever, people will not come out. And even the government say, we are guaranteeing you come out, people will not answer.
Okay, thank you.
So because they've seen themselves as bigger than the state. So if we encourage it, that's how it will start. That if we say, because he wants to clear or defend people and he's doing it on his own, and then they become something else, he will see himself as a more powerful than the state, and then he will start doing whatever he likes.
Thank you, Mr. Tunji. In 60 seconds, what's the best advice you give to the government, and how should this particular issue and grant be handled? Because it's been lingering, and if it's not well managed, it can go out of proportion. And with the yardstick we use now happening in the east,
the government should fortify our security. They should ensure that, look, maybe we should take a decision whether we want to have a grazing what's it called process, or want to do, or just like I've not seen the livestock whatever the law. I don't know what it will entail. I don't know how to work, so I can't say whether that is right or wrong. I've not seen it. I'm just, the name is not enough to determine. There must be law. There must be things that will guide the operation and what the purpose of that ministry will be. So they need to punish people who have been found to have committed a crime. People are committing crime and going away with it. You see people killing people. You see in the name of I'm doing my business, pastoring your whatever. We call them it's a killer S-men. There are some. It's not all of them. There are people who call they are S-men. They are killer S-men. So those who have been arrested, those who have been taken away, what has happened to them? So if there is enough, if you do a proper demarcation of what the job where they can do their pastoring, and they go beyond it, you will see anybody you arrest. But unfortunately, these people are bigger because they are in the bush, and probably that's why the Mr. What's it called?
Sunday
Igboho is saying, because it's in the bush, I can go there and battle them out and trace them out. Yeah, if you can do that, the government can engage him and make sure defend our territory, and it can be done. So let them engage people or create more security outfit. You can see what happened in Ondo State when later governor created Amatekun, and that pushed away elder crisis and whatever in that state. So the government can also do more in terms of creating a security outfit that will deal with those kind of things. And Sunday Igboho can also be engaged to be part of it.
Very true. I just wish, just like Barrister did say, same advice could equally be given to the north central of Nigeria, especially Plateau State and its neighboring states, where we've seen, herders, becoming mightier than even the government. They come, grazing, hoping to feed the animals. At the end of the day, they take over the community and rename the community itself. I guess that's the reason.
And when they rename the
some
community,
activists are really working
when
at
they took over the community and rename the community, we don't have government who can go there and say, what you did here is illegal. You have been that's why they have been burdened, because nobody is punishing anybody.
Very true. Well, that's still the big problem that we have, and we hope that in time to come we will solve this problem one after another. Joma.
Yeah, it's time to go. Thank you, Harry.
Time to go. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pastor Tunji Abdulhamid, for joining us today. Thank you for your time.
Yes,
thank
most
you
importantly, we'd love to say thank you to you also for giving us your time when we do need them. Please do visit our website at www.enterprisetv.com, and also like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. I am Henry.
And I'm Choma Okoya.
On behalf of the entire team, love to say thank you once more, and bye-bye from us.
Bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.